And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We have a great interview for you with a young man. I'm telling you what, I've seen a lot of Bulldog baseball over the years, and there's only a handful that come to mind that were able to and are able to do what this young man, a senior, is able to do this year, coming in with a 1.22 ERA. Yeah, 1.22. It's like a toddler, like very, very young, very small ERA. Not a whole lot of runs being scored on this guy. Ladies and gentlemen, East Palestine's finest right now. One of the best baseball players overall, not just pitching. Dude can rake, and also one of the best defensive gems we've ever seen. Ladies and gentlemen, senior Cale Moraski. What's up, Cale? How are you, buddy?
Good. How about you, DJ?
Dude, I don't know. I'm well. First off, thank you. I don't know that I've seen a player of your caliber since the guy that you play for right now. I mean, you are as dominant of a pitcher as I've ever seen. But on top of that, you can flash a leather as well. You can put some web gems in on your resume. And buddy, you rake more than anybody I've ever seen from a pitcher. So for you, I guess my first question is, as you head to the next level, are you just going to be a PO? Are they trying to put a bat in your hands? What are they trying to do, Cale?
Well, a lot of the pitchers at Marietta normally do hit also, but I think I'm going as a PO. And, I'll just go from there and maybe get some at bats in here and there.
I love that you're so chill. I mean, you are as calm as a cucumber. Like you just absolutely just easy, dude. Watching you pitch, you are just locked in. And I mean, what is it like for you? Do you just is it like the clear the mechanism thing? Or I mean, you engage a little bit more than Walker did when he was 18 years old. What's kind of your style of pitching? And he mentioned he's a power pitcher. Are you a finesse pitcher? Like what do you like to rely on and where do you see yourself as a pitcher as a whole?
Yeah, I think I try to be more finesse. I mean, I try to get some fastballs by guys. This year it hasn't been as poppy, but I try to be chill. Don't get too excited.
Everybody looks to you as the leader of this team, right? I mean, there's six seniors, but I think even the seniors look to you and they're like, all right, which way are we going to go today? To have that pressure, I mean, pressure is a privilege. That's what they say. How do you see it and how do you embrace being a leader when you are pretty quiet when it comes to that? Like, you don't want to be doing these interviews. You'd rather just kind of blend in the background. What has this whole thing been like for you?
Yeah, I try not to be like too like loud or anything. I'm just kind of more keep to myself. Once you get to know me more, I come out of my shell a little bit, but I don't try to like talk any like smack or anything. I just get the job done.
You and Phoenix seem to have a very special relationship as the 1-2 punch, as Coach Walker said. What is it about Phoenix and you and how far you guys go back that you're able to do the special things that you do?
Yeah, I mean, me and him go all the way back to like third grade, and it was just the way we like became friends. It was like the most weird thing ever. Like it was a baseball tryout, and I was like, "Hey, that guy's in my class. I'm gonna go say hi to him." And then that's how it all started. And now he catches for me. I'll catch for him every once in a while. And I just think, I think we're the best two arms in the EOAC.
Well, that was the funniest thing is I saw you were pitching against Letonia and you're also warming up catching. Like you were taking throwdowns to second base. Like, do you ever just like stop and just focus on one thing? Or is that part of the cool stuff about being a senior is being able to do multiple things and being called on to do multiple things during a game?
Yeah, Walker normally keeps me at shortstop. I had my chance at center, and I kind of biffed it there, but
We're gonna get to that in a minute. We're gonna get to that in a minute.
yeah, I
Uh,
was
for, you go to center field, and correct me if I'm wrong. It was to end the game, right? It was just all you got to do: run into your left and make a grab, and in and out of your glove. Walk me through what happened.
Listen, I swear I watched that ball go directly into my glove. And, Walker can make fun of me all he wants. Everybody can make fun of me. You know, I I just said that I was just, sometimes people make errors for me. So I think I have a little bit of leeway and I could drop a ball.
You build up a little credit to your name, to your resume. I like it. Obviously, I mean, I could hear you. I was behind home plate, and I could hear you all the way out in center field saying, "I saw it all the way in my glove. I swear, I saw it all the way in my glove." Um, this team's got some swagger, man. I mean, you got, like I said, 6 seniors, but you've got some underclassmen that can ball. For you, it feels like you've been waiting forever to see some of these kids come up. You talk about the freshmen that are so talented. You've got great sophomores, a couple juniors mixed in there. Talk to me about what the makeup of this team is and why it's so important for you guys to lead by example, as Coach said you do.
Yeah, I mean, the freshmen are gonna have to, step up a little bit more. They're doing good this season, especially Brad Bartels and Keelan Simon. Those two need to really lead this team whenever us seniors leave. Um, I'm also looking forward to seeing Peyton and Jackson uh, continue playing how they are.
What's the one thing that you hope that the underclassmen take from this senior group? I mean, we heard Coach Walker talk about the way that you guys handle business on the field. What do you hope that the next generation of Bulldogs take from what you guys had to give?
You know, all I really hope is, they just have fun. You know, uh, this baseball is just like a game where it's like, don't get in your head too much. Um, like Clark Rutledge, for example, he gets in his head too much. I think he needs to, um, you know, calm down a little bit, and I think he'll be fine.
Have you had the chance to wrap your arm around Clark a little bit and kind of explain how to get out of how to get out of his head? I'm sure you've had those moments as well as someone who expects a lot from themselves athletically. Have you had those kind of heart to heart moments with some of these underclassmen?
Yeah, especially with Clark, I've tried to, let him know, especially at that Struthers game. The umpires weren't the greatest. He, he kind of he kind of got in his own head, and it wasn't even his fault. There were some bad strike calls, but he just needs to shake it off and keep playing how he does.
Let's talk about how you've grown into the man you are today, and the guy that's going to play at Marietta, which is just an unbelievable college to begin with. But on top of that, a great baseball program. What things along the way did you really start looking at baseball as something that you could do to propel yourself and something that you wanted to do at the next level?
Yeah, freshman year, I was kind of more relaxed. I was still small. I didn't really have a body for somebody that could do that. And then sophomore year, I shot up like 2-3 inches, and I was like 6 foot. And then the next year, I grew another inch or two, and now I'm 6'2". And I just really think that now in the body I'm in, I obviously still need to put on some weight, but I think that me and my genetics kind of helped me be the pitcher I am really now.
You've done the circuit, right? You've played travel ball. You've done everything. You're on athletics, right?
Yeah.
And some of the things that go with it. Some of the relationships that you've had and built through baseball. What do they mean to you? And does that help make kind of your decisions easy when you go to the next level? Because I mean, listen, your pitching coach did pretty well at Marietta, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I'm hoping I could break some of his records, but yeah, I just yesterday against Gerard, there are a few guys that were on athletics, and those relationships, they're good ones. The travel always makes them good. You always make some good friends.
You mentioned that you want to break some records at the next level. The guy that we're talking about is Matt DeSalvo, who played at Marietta, played for the Yankees, played in the bigs. But you're also coached by a guy who had a pretty successful career himself along the way. For you, you hit the absolute jackpot when it comes to coaches. What have you learned from those two, and how do they differ, and how are they kind of the same?
They're both the same, being the great pitchers they are, and Matt gets a little bit more into detail with like more minute things to try to help me, pick up an extra mile an hour or two. And Walker just always reminds me like of the big things if I like come on the side of my slider or I just need to stay on top of it or anything. He's always there to remind me.
All right. We mentioned you're pretty good with the stick too. So if you had your choice between facing off against Matt or Aaron, which one would you think you'd be more successful against?
More successful. I hate versing lefties. So I think
You're a righty. You should love it.
I know. I don't like lefties. I don't know why. It's just not my forte. But
hopefully coach doesn't see this.
And if I get a hit, he wouldn't hear the end of it.
Which one's that?
Matt. He
really
always talks about how he'd strike me out. If I get hit, he wouldn't hear the end of it.
Hey, he struck out Ichiro. Okay. That's the real deal right there. So just be careful. And then Walker went up and in against some of the Braves. So he's not afraid of anybody.
Love
so
the Braves.
Just know that he's not afraid to throw against his own mom if she was in the box. Just letting it be out there. For you, man, what do you want people to remember about your legacy? You've done such a great job of being a leader in Palestine. These little Bulldogs, these puppies look up to you when they want to be just like you when it's their day to be on the bump, whether they're practicing down at the instructional ages or they're on their way up to being varsity Bulldogs. What do you hope they remember from what you put down 60 feet, 6 inches away from home plate?
Well, obviously, I hope they remember me as the best pitcher from East Palestine, not Walker. And I'm hoping I'll probably come back during the winter and, help out every once in a while I'm on like winter break from Marietta and try to, build up some of the younger guys.
Listen, man, if you want to be the best pitcher in East Palestine, you're going to have to break some of those records that my guy has over at Scene Park. And you guys, sounds like you're going to have a nice draw going into the postseason. What are your expectations from your team and yourself?
Yeah, I hope that we could go pretty deep. I mean, I think we have the talent to be able to go second, maybe third round and, just kind of cruise. I hope we cruise through the first round. That would be ideal. And then just have some good matchups in the second and third round.
Cale, talk about your role models. Being a role model now, who are the people that shaped you into the young man that you are today?
I mean, obviously Matt. Matt's, he's helped me since I was like 8 or 9. I started going to him. And obviously my dad, he was always there to yell at me. He always yelled at me to keep my elbow up, bat back whenever I was in like T-ball and coach pitch. So there's those two. And then I look up to Ronald Acuna Jr. He's my favorite player in the majors.
There's one person, though, that we're going to celebrate tomorrow that always saying, let's go Cale James. It's interesting.
Can't forget about her. My mom, she's always there. And Cale James. Some people probably think my last name's James at this point. I don't think doesn't know my middle name either. So we got that.
What's your favorite memory of mom? I mean, it's to celebrate Mother's Day. Give mom a shout out here.
This one's bad for her. I remember.
Oh, jeez.
I remember a while ago when I lived at my old house. I did something bad, and she was gonna give me a little butt whooping. And I remember I was running around a table, and she was chasing me, and I just thought it was the funniest thing. So
that's your favorite memory of mom?
Yeah, I thought
chasing you around a table trying to whoop your butt.
I didn't get the butt whooping. That was the thing. I think she gave up on me.
Why do you appreciate it so much to have mom in the stands cheering for you every single pitch?
Yeah, it's like having my own little fan. She's always there, always cheering for me. If I'm down in the dumps, I know she'll be there for me.
I love it, man. Thank you so much for your time. You do East Palestine well, man, and you do it in a positive way, and you certainly do it the right way because you have made a name for yourself, my friend. Cale Moraski, congratulations on all your success. Best of luck in the playoffs, and certainly best of luck at Marietta. Thanks for spending some time with us today.
Thank you, DJ.